longtime friend of Sarah's, and I'm proud and honored to have an opportunity to say something today, and I'm not supposed to be crying, so get it together. Okay. I had to write it because it's a collection of things that I remember about Mr. Spitoni. So, on this day, my heart is heavy from the loss of a man very dear to my heart. I've had the privilege and the honor of knowing Mr. Spitoni for over 20 years. And today I choose to relish in the memories that I have of him that make me smile. My early memories of him, My early memories of him date back, that helps me, thank you. My early memories of him date back to sophomore year in high school, when Sarah and I became inseparable. Mr. Spitoni would pack Sarah's lunch every morning for school, and at lunchtime she would open up her brown sack lunch to reveal a peanut butter and marshmallow fluff sandwich. And on occasion there would be 2 apples with a handwritten note on a napkin that said, "1 apple for Jen." If you know Mr. Spitoni, there are two things that he's very fond of: his family and his food. I remember Christmas was a special time in the Spitoni household. The house would fill with jolly sounds of him singing in the garage. You might find him in the garage whittling wooden Christmas ornaments to give as gifts. And from the kitchen come smells of homemade biscottis and deep dish apple pie, mincemeat pie. That was probably your favorite. He made that for you, and I liked it. I would have a piece for him.
No one else liked it. Well, I did.
Homemade raviolis and anise cookies, which I so lovingly refer to as anus cookies just to give them art. I don't know how he put up with me. In high school, Mr. Spitoni invited a few of Sarah's friends over for a lesson in homemade pizza making. The kitchen table transformed into a large woodworking surface as we mixed together ingredients and rolled out the dough. I thought it would be funny to apply a little bit of flour on my face and make it look as if we'd been slaving so hard. I'll never forget that look of disapproval on his face. I quickly learned that his pizza making is very serious business. During our senior year in high school, the Spitonis took a family vacation to Myrtle Beach and invited me to come along. I remember trying to pay my own way for a number of meals that we ate out, and while he wouldn't accept my money, he allowed me to pay a dime, which became the running joke at each meal. To know Mr. Spitoni is to love him, and it's really just that simple. Here's a man who has lived with disabilities for the entire time that I've known him, and yet he chose to get up every day and he lived life and taking in its simple pleasures and teaching that to his children. He took his family on vacations and he never missed their sporting games. And as they grew and had children of their own, he did his best not to miss their birthday parties, take the grandkids to amusement parks and zoos and meet them for breakfast and have family dinners. After college, I married my husband, John, and we moved out of state, which limited the amount of time that I could visit with the Spitonis and making me appreciate every moment in which I could. About 9 years ago, I recall a road trip that Mr. and Miss Spitoni went on that brought them up to the St. Louis area, where I was living at the time with my husband, John, and our new firstborn baby, Katie. John had the privilege of getting to know them better, and they took a few days out of their trip to spend time with us. I invited them over. I invited them over for a dinner at our apartment and made a very fancy meal of chicken piccata and couscous. And if you know Mr. Spitoni with his food, if he doesn't like something, he's not afraid to let you know it. As I saw my dinner going south, I made a quick recovery and we hopped into the car and took him to the famous Ted Drew's for custard. That made him very happy as he loves his ice cream and said it was the best custard he'd ever had. We salvaged the night, didn't we? To ease the pain of losing a man that's so dear to so many people, I find it the best time to focus on the gifts and the character qualities that he's passed on to others. the gifts of thoughtful gestures, making time for others, the importance of a family unit, sharing his passions of cooking and baking and woodworking, gardening. I know Billy came every weekend and mowed his lawn every weekend for him, for who knows how long, but I know he loved taking care of his yard. My dad says that, he'd deliver his mail and he was always out there. Even to the very last few days you saw him out there working in his yard, didn't you? And waking up each day grateful for the opportunity to live it. To Mrs. Spatoni, and to Amy and Pat, Billy and Liz, and Sarah and Stan, and all the grandkids, Will and Olivia, Zach and Macy, Emily, Ethan, and Joey. While you're saddened by the absence of his earthly body, take comfort in knowing that one day you will be greeted by the strong and open arms of your two fathers in heaven.